What's up, y'all? Kofi Kingston here, and I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks, depending on what that drink is, preferably non-alcoholic, you know?
How's it going? I'm the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus.
Wardlow here.
Soda.
I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Maple syrup.
I would never have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Welcome to the dive bar of the IWC for a brand new episode 1. Again. It's time for a drink with your drinking buddies right here on Wrestling on the Rocks, where every show is our first show and every day is my birthday. And now here's your host, the coercive Miss Amanda Jane.
Well, happy birthday, Marv. Hey, y'all. Howdy. Welcome to what I like to call day drinking at the dive bar of the IWC. It's Wrestling on the Rocks, your favorite drinking buddies, my favorite drinking buddies, and a cool dude named Marv that has a birthday every day. So, but join me, of course, per usual. We got Ref Marsh. Yo, Ref Marsh.
Hey,
What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, you know, it was a rough week in wrestling for me. I don't know about you, but it was kind of rough.
Yeah, this was one of those weeks where I kind of looked at it and said, "There's not a whole lot to look forward to in this moment." So I guess we'll just see how things play out a little bit.
Yeah. First, we had not my final opponent for John Cena, so we'll get all of that going in a minute. But you know, since we're doing day drinking, let's play our favorite game. What's in your glass? Marsh, what are you day drinking today?
Yeah, we're doing a little day drinking because I gotta hit the road first thing in the morning. I'm going to New York, so anybody who's out in the New York City area, I'll be at the Queens Baseball Convention, and then I'll just be kind of looming around the whole fucking city for like 4 days. So hit me up if you want a drink. But I'm having just a little bit of sweet tea with a little bit of scotch in there. It is day drinking, and so I'm going to have a little something as I prepare to get dinner going afterwards.
Oh, yes. So I, in my normal can of Coke, I actually put little bottles of Tito's in here. Because why? I have little bottles of Tito's. Enough said. But yes, remember, guys, even though, yes, we are day drinking, it doesn't matter what you drink. It's about who you're drinking it with. Definitely will say that. And I can say I probably could have used a drinking buddy or two last weekend in San Antonio. Could have.
Yeah, you had a big old San Antonio trip. Do you want to knock out birthdays and then we're going to get through
Yeah, let's not
get to your trip?
Yes. There were a couple people yesterday who had birthdays. Michael Cole, happy birthday.
Nice.
Another person who did have a birthday. Enzo Mori, nice that you're kind of getting your ish back together. Chigusa Nagayo, happy birthday. She's with Marvelous Wrestling over in Japan, and they do a thing with West Coast Pro. Carly Bravo of the Infantry, happy birthday. Kurt Angle, happy birthday to that Olympian man. JTG, Tears in Our Beers, wish you around, guy. Happy birthday up there. Satnam Singh, happy birthday. Tomohiro Ishii, happy birthday. James Ellsworth, happy birthday. Oh my, really interesting people. Sunny Kits, happy birthday. I haven't seen Sunny Kits in a while. Rey Mysterio, yeah, happy birthday. So, yes, that deadbeat dad's doing pretty well for himself. And I personally do not think that he deserved that beat down by the masked person. But we'll talk about that. Yeah. Hologram, happy birthday. Of course, rest in peace, Sabu. Happy birthday. Ultimo Dragon, happy birthday. Big Shotty, Lee Johnson, happy birthday. Let's see who else. Eric Young, happy birthday. Commander, happy birthday. Again, another one. Rest in peace, Brody Lee. Another one right there. Psycho Clown, also celebrating a birthday. As well as we're going to round out these ones, I saved a couple special ones. Eugene, happy birthday. And then finally, there are two people that I did want to point out. One of them who is celebrating a birthday, the Mad King, Eddie Kingston. Good that he's back. Maybe it'll make me want to watch the program, but we'll see. And the other one is someone that I really kind of miss out in Indie land, and I really hope that someone brings him up from Mexico. Happy birthday to Flip Gordon. And those are your birthdays for this week.
Yeah.
So if you guys know someone who's having a birthday, please, please, please send that my way, because you know what? I don't know what all the indie people whose birthdays, what birthday, and blah, 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 blah. So, Justin, cheers, buddy. We are day drinking. Nice for you to come by before your AEW stuff. Speaking of which, Justin, isn't Eddie wrestling Samoa Joe, or am I like smoking crack?
No, that is what is about to happen. Yeah.
Oh, it is about to happen.
That I did catch. Yeah, they are going to. I don't know if they're wrestling tonight or not. I think that's all. I think it's for their pay-per-view. But it's hard for me to keep track of all those details. But yeah, that's the fight that's coming up is Joe and Eddie. And I was like, Jesus, that seems crazy. Also, Justin, I sent you a link if you want to jump in before you got to go, because we're only going to do this for a little bit. So you're always welcome down here at the dive bar. You know that. Oh,
yeah. Love to know what you thought about
deadline.
But anyways, so so drinking. Oh, before I go into the little bit of news, so it was announced this last week that Minoru Suzuki is going to be in the WXW Carrot this year. So it's almost like an old New Japan reunion. It feels like very interesting, and you know, it's kind of for me like, I've always wanted to go see the Carrot, like for years and years and years, because you know I've watched obviously Gunther do it when he was Big Van Walter, Sammy Callahan, Zack Sabre Jr. You know, I've seen all of these guys like do it over the years, and it's actually been a pretty good, pretty good tournament throughout the year. That's one of the big, for me, that's one of my bucket list wrestling promotions, is to go to the Carrot WXW, along with OTT, ICW in Scotland, and then of course Rev Pro, but only Rev Pro at York Hall. I know it's specific, but anyways. So yeah, so I thought that was very interesting that they now have Bushi, Naito, Minoru Suzuki in there. Wondering who else might join that.
Yeah, and wasn't that a thing that if I saw correctly, wasn't Leon Slater supposed to be in that tournament, but he got pulled for
Yes.
the pay-per-view or
No,
Saturday's main
This
event?
tournament's not until March.
Okay,
No.
okay, so it's a
He was
different thing then, because
another event.
okay,
Yeah. So that's kind of that big controversy now of, there's obviously with this, little TNA kind of, I don't even want to say partnership because, really honestly, whatever, but whatever the fuck they're doing with TNA, let's just call it that.
no.
Yeah, there's some sour people like, hey, you're supposed to be at this and now you're not because you're doing this and whatnot. So it's going to be very interesting as we go through with people who technically are still contracted. So like your favorite, I don't think is ever an issue is Joe Hendry because I think he now is officially WWE.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Unless he's wrapping up ends over with TNA. So, but that I hope, will be the reverse this year with AJ Styles. I'm really hoping that'd be some really good stuff. Fingers crossed.
It seems if this really is the last run we're getting of AJ, like it seems to be, and like he seems to be talking about, then it would be really cool for him to at least do one more thing with TNA.
Exactly.
Not like a big deal, not a big championship run, but just something down there, would be cool.
It is the house that AJ built, so it'd be kind of nice to see
and them having the partnership they have right now is unusual, and they didn't have it at the time. So take advantage of it and give the fans something a little special.
Absolutely, and you can see how well it's going now with NXT. I mean, no complaints there. So I think that'll be a good thing. I am still waiting for them to actually put the Rascals together and have them go do some tag shit. Because I think that's something that everybody wants in their own weird way. The Rascals. MSK.
Oh, the Rascals. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the band is back together. Desmond Xavier is back in the treehouse last week, and that was kind of cool. So,
yeah,
awesome news with that. But no, so it's really interesting about that carrot this year. So, it also kind of brings up a lot of other things too, because right now the venue that PWG was using after Reseda, the Globe, is actually opening back up. They were not. So big thing about PWG not coming back was the fact that they didn't have their venue anymore. So there's going to be, there's interesting thoughts is, are they going to come back? Because there's other promotions now that are trying to come out. House of Glory is one of them. Defy's going down to LA. So it's very interesting to see what's going to happen. But time will tell. Speaking of Defy, GCW this weekend, I have to give a shout out to Joey Janela, the Joey Janela cosplayer. Oh, yeah. God bless John. John's like really one of my good friends. And God, I mean, he's been, Joey Janela's his favorite. And Joey loves himself some fucking John. It's great. It's such a bro thing. It's great. It makes me cry. That's awesome. But he's been in a couple of spots, but now it's really progressed. So he got super kicked by Shotzi Blackheart. And yes, now he's actually can chew on his left side. But it was a really great spot. And I got to give props to Emil J. Was like, okay, Joey Janela is knocked out on the floor, and Joey Janela, it was great. You can look on my my Twitter and stuff like that. I haven't gone back to watch the match yet, but it's hilarious. All I know is this is Joey, if you do not put John in the clusterfuck this year, yeah, he can handle it.
Yeah, it'll be a missed opportunity for sure.
Totally missed opportunity. I mean, just get him in the ring, a little bit, whatever. He can, I'm sure he can take some shit. Because Shotzi did not hold back. He was like, John was like, whoa. And Joey was like, I didn't think she'd kick you that hard, bro. Oh, yeah, but
I don't know what you said to her, dude.
Don't know what you said to her, dude, but that was a match she's really wanted. And she was like, I really want to, wrestle Janela. And Janela's like, all right. And she's like, don't hold back. And he goes, okay, if you want to wrestle me, not going to hold back. And everyone said it was a really great match. So totally anxious to kind of see that. So
Yeah, I saw that was
kudos
coming
to
up, and I
you.
had a feeling you'd have
Yeah.
something to say about it.
I had to because when I saw that,
Yeah.
I dropped my phone. I almost dropped it in the river at the Riverwalk in San Antonio, but because I was just laughing so hard, and yeah, don't have a lot of railings on that. But anyways, so check that out. But yes, it'll be a disservice. I'm never saying I don't want to get in a ring or anything like that. I'm fine with where I'm at. So anywho, where shall we start?
Well, you went to Deadline. You went all the way
I
out to
did.
Texas. That's where we left off in the last one. We had to get you out of there so you can get to Texas.
Yeah.
How did the trip go in general? Was your first time in San Antonio?
This was my first time in San Antonio. And I will say that of all of the cities I've gone to, so the only ones I've not gone to really, I've not been to Corpus Christi. And everyone's like, why do you want to go to Corpus Christi? And I said, well, the reason why I really kind of know about it is, Selena. And I'm just, whatever. But I've been all over Texas.
Oh.
So
but there's also been a lot of wrestling history out there too. So, it seems for both those reasons, those are good reasons to go down there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would go back again, actually. There's nowhere in Texas I've ever said that I would go back to again. But like, I would totally go to San Antonio. That was really awesome. I stayed at, shout out to the Marriott San Antonio Riverwalk. I was right on the goddamn river.
That's
Picked
cool.
it up for me. Had a view of the river. There was also a marathon. So like when I checked in, they're like, oh, are you here for the marathon? I go, do I look like I run? No, we all know only for safety. So,
and for John Cena.
If John Cena is probably going to wrestle his last time, I never see him. Yeah, that's the exception to the rule, besides safety.
Yeah.
Well,
safety and Cena.
Safety and Cena kind of rhymes. Yes.
Yep.
You can't see me. You can't see me running. I ran that fast. Yeah. Anyways. So it was actually really, really cool. So the first day I got there kind of on an early flight. And I said, oh, great. I am going to go to Buc-ee's. Yes, it was half an hour away. And it was amazing. Apparently that was the first Buc-ee's ever, I believe. And it was the largest. And let me tell you, it's like Disneyland for me. The only thing I didn't like was the guy in the Buc-ee's outfit wasn't around. I want to take a picture with him. Yeah.
I don't know how often they have that around or not.
Yeah, that's okay. But man, if you've never been to Buc-ee's, you need to go. It is an experience. And I'll tell you, I got a shitload of fucking beaver nuggets, if you know, you know, and beef jerky. And I bought now I already have the Buc-ee beaver onesie, but they had Christmas ones, like Buc-ee was dressed as Santa, or they had this one that was like a pair of like long johns that are like bright green with like peppermint candies all over it, and the Buc-ee head with the Santa hat on. And on the back, it has, how some of those old school ones have that little butt flap? It had a butt flap. You can't open it, but I thought it was hilarious. So I said, I need that because the butt flap, hilarious. So
yeah, that's pretty good.
This shit I don't need. So that they suckered me, but I did not spend as much money as I thought I was going to spend there. And again, must say, shout out. They have the best fucking, I swear, I've had a lot of Texas barbecue. But that brisket, the XXL big brisket sandwich, kind of puts some to shame.
Yeah.
Some to shame. Yeah. I will say that still my personal favorite has been Terry Black's. So, that's a hard one to, kind of beat there. So, yeah. And then I love their beaver chips. They make fresh potato chips like right there. Those are fucking awesome. So,
that's cool.
Yeah. So, Buc-ee's, I recommend it. So did that thing. And then I decided, all right, so let's try to go to the Alamo because I want to see the basement at the Alamo. Again, if you know why I'm saying this, you get it. You get it. But I found a parking lot that was like right by there. $26 for a half an hour.
For a half hour, yeah, that's fucking not great.
But here's the thing though, all of the lots around it, it's a day parking thing. Well, I didn't know that. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? I guess I'm not going to the Alamo. And then I drove by this one part to go to the hotel, and I'm like, oh, there were like 1 million kids there. So I said, you know what? Good choice. Not going to the Alamo. So I said, that's fine. I said, maybe I'll go tomorrow or something, whatever. So went back to the hotel, checked in and whatnot. And then I decided that, hey, let's go look around the Riverwalk because why not? So my hotel had a thing where they gave me, I guess most hotels have a resort fee, but they give you, you can get a choice of tickets. So you get a pair of tickets to do the little riverboat thing, or you can go to like the Tower of Americas. You can do mini golf or this other thing. So since I was by myself, I was like, can I get like one of each, like not one of each, but like 2 different things because it's just me. And the guy was like, oh yeah, sure. So I went on the riverboat one, and I went to the Tower of the Americas because, I'm like, okay, I didn't want a mini golf because mini golfing by yourself is not fun. But that place looks really cool. It was really all about drinking. So shit, that's a place to go with your friends. It was called Holy Moly. And I'm like, yeah, I can't do that by myself. So I opted to do the river boat cruise because I asked the guy, I said, would you do it at night or would you wait and do it in the day? And he said, you want to do it at night because this time of year, it's really special because every year, it's one of the largest like light displays in Texas. Is they take that whole area and and it's lit up. It's beautiful, different art installations. It was really colorful and it was really, really nice. So I decided to do that. And when you go check in, they had a little like snack bar. And at the snack bar, they had alcoholic slushies. So I said, whoa.
Oh yeah.
This is up my alley. So they had margaritas because you're in Texas, and they had like a not strawberry, it was like a watermelon something, which didn't sound appealing. There was something with mango, and then they had hurricane. So I said, well, I love me some hurricane. And then I asked the guy, can you mix them? And he goes, yeah, you can mix them. Might be a little potent, but you can mix them. And I said, all right, well, I'm sold. Hurricane and margarita. And when they gave me my cup, it was a boba straw. So big straw, not the little thin, little sipping things. So it's not for your mama. And let me tell you, when you drink from a boba straw, woo, it hits a different way and it hits fast and very hard. So I'm drinking it on the boat because you can drink it on the boat. Enjoying the boat ride. I wanted to drive the boat, but obviously they don't let you do it. And then I had to ask, is it on a track? Like at Disneyland? I mean, no, it's not. So, and I was like, can people like die in the river? Well, you could, but it's technically only about like 3 feet deep. Did not know that. I thought it was deeper. But anyways, it was really, really cool. Then I went walking around on the river. It's cool because people had little stands of stuff. They had there was one that had all these really cool lucha masks, but I don't know who any of those luchadors are. The only one I recognized like Ray's mask and Phoenix and Pentagon and El Generico, but I don't think it was supposed to be El Generico, but those are the only ones I recognize. So I thought that was kind of cool. Ate some of the best Mexican food I've had in quite a long time. I was very impressed. Ate on the river. Everyone was like, why are you outside? It's cold. I go, because it's ambiance, okay? It doesn't matter if it's cold or not. I'm warm because I had this goddamn drink. So it was really fun. What I did not like was I had a problem with, when you're walking. Okay, I have an issue when you're walking anywhere, but this in particular because you're on a walkway that's not very wide. Okay, maybe a little bit bigger than a sidewalk because you've got vendors on one side and the river's on the other, and there's no like railing or anything. So if you're walking hand in hand with your sweetheart, or if you're friends and you're all walking in a row, you know, and you're going toward people because it's not like one way, it's a two-way street. Can you be conscious of the people who are going towards you? Because I almost fell in the river like 2-3 times. Almost.
Yeah.
Is it because I was drinking? I don't know, maybe, but still, nonetheless, there were parts of the river that did have railing, and I said, yeah, because probably someone fell in over there and either drowned or something. And someone who, like a local, is like, yeah, they put up the rails when someone like falls over. Okay.
Yeah, when it comes up, when they get sued, that's when it comes up.
Yeah, when they get sued. Yeah, seriously. That's why I said, oh, okay. Good to know. Good to know. Thanks, sir. So that was great. Went to the Tower of Americas the next day, which is that big old thing that looks like the Space Needle or any of those like big things and whatnot. And it was cool to see, all of San Antonio. I did get to see the Alamo, but it was hidden in the trees. I actually could see it from my hotel. Had I known it was really that close, I would have gone. But when I got back from the Tower of the Americas, I looked at the time and I'm like, okay, I need to get something to eat and go to the venue because yeah. So no time for that. And everyone said, yeah, the Alamo on the weekends is insane. If you thought yesterday was bad, then I'm like, okay. So have a reason why to go back. But another reason why is the venue. They were at a venue called the Boeing Center at Techport. Yes, Boeing like the airplanes. Yeah. And it was probably, and I thought Intuit Dome is cool for a lot of different reasons. What makes this one completely different when you have a smaller scale event, I thought it was great. So they let you in usually like an hour or so before the main doors to whatever event you are going to open. Yeah. Because what they have is outside, they've got these great seating areas with couches and whatever. So you can go in and buy, like food or alcohol. They had a huge, like fucking full bar there. The prices are reasonable. They had a refillable soda. It was $3.50.
Yeah, that's crazy for any venue.
For any venue, okay? And it was like, what the hell? They had really good food. Now, I didn't want to eat during the show. Okay, and I wasn't going to eat before because, whatever. So there was one stand that had, it was called steak fries. Not steak cut fries, but steak fries. Basically, it was like chicken fried steak chicken strips with gravy. And I was like, oh, I got to come back. And I came back and they were out of it. I'm like, God damn it. But
that's happened to you a bunch. Every time you go, you're like, I'm going to come back and I'm going to wait. And then you go back and the fucking shit's always sold out.
Shit's always sold out. And I mean, but it was like, okay, I had to get merch when I went in, right? And the lines, they only do at NXT one merch booth. Only time I've ever seen two was at Stand and Deliver, but Stand and Delivered and the merch booths didn't have all the same stuff. There was only one main merch booth. So so I went, and it was probably like maybe 10th or 12th in line, and the workers were very, very rude. The venue was really pretty, very nice and clean, but the workers were rude. So like I went up and I'm like, yeah, I already knew what I wanted. I'm like, I need the poster. I need one that's autographed, one that's not. And before I could tell him which shirts to grab for me, he walks away. He comes back and has one poster. And he goes, we don't have the autograph ones. And I said, they didn't make them for this event? And you're like, nope. I go, are you sure? I said, because that's a thing that they've been doing for a long time. Like it's
Yeah, it's
signed
been
by
pretty
all the people
consistent.
on the poster. Right.
Oh.
And he was like, nope. And then someone cut him off and he was like, yeah, they haven't signed them yet. I go, what? I said, so when, are they going to come up? And the guy said, yeah, you just have to get back in line. The line was fucking huge. Like at least like 200 people in line now behind me.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if I get back in line, I might not have it because there's only 50 of them that they sell.
Right. Yeah.
And the guy
At a
was like,
certain
well,
point, yeah.
Yeah. And the guy was like, well, too bad. And I said, can I prepay one and wait over here until they come? No.
Yeah.
And I go, well, what the hell? And the guy's like, okay, it's $10. I go, no. I'm not done here yet. I have shirts I'm going to buy. Right. And I was like, what the fuck? So, I told the guy which shirts I want. Right. And then he gets my shirts. And I said, so the other guy who looked like he was kind of in charge, I said, so, there's only 50 and someone else wanted one too. I said, so can I wait over there and you sell me one when it comes over? Because if I get in line, I'm not going to get it. Right. And the guy was like, yeah, whatever. Right. And then, so he told me where to wait. And I said, right here. And he goes, yeah. So then the NXT guy, the guy who works for him, had him. I said, are those the autographed ones? And he was like, yeah. And he was like, why? And I said, well, I was trying to buy one, but you guys didn't have them up here, right? And he was like, yeah, that lady over there was bitching about it. Well, no, because the guy was like, nope, don't have it. Don't know what you're talking about. But it's like, dude, like there were people there that I've seen at other NXT PLEs. Granted, I've only been in a couple now, 4, that were like in line before me. And they were like, yeah, they didn't the people didn't know where those things were. They didn't exist. And I'm like, yeah. So there was a lady, she bought one. I got one. Now I don't care what number I got. The point is of just getting one, but don't be, this lady's bitching about it. I'm like, dude, like, I'm not bitching about it. I'm just kind of like, why are you going to sit here and kind of lie to me about it? And why do you got to be an asshole about it?
Yeah.
Like, seriously. I mean, I don't have to buy that, but I want to buy that. Now that I look back, I'm like, oh, it's kind of sad. I really don't want that. But but point of it is that, it's like, come on. So I did walk away with the shirt, the I was there one. I personally right now, because of what happened, I really don't want to say that I was there because that was very heartbreaking to me. But get into that in a second. I also was gifted a shirt from Willis, and he said, get me something, surprise me. And so he doesn't know this yet, but I'm going to give it to him on Saturday when I see him. So he got the blank poster and then he got a shirt. And I thought it was very fitting, the shirt I got him. So I was like, all right. Because they only had 3 styles that were 3X. Everything else was XL, maybe 2 if you were lucky. And then I was stupid because, in the heat of the moment, and I was being upset about the poster. I was like, oh, Ricky Sage shirt. I'll buy it. Okay. This was one of them that I ordered that did not show up, but apparently it's coming. So if anyone out there wants an extra large one of these, I won't charge you shipping, but I will charge you like, I don't know, $40 or whatever. It's an XL.
Yep.
So anyways, or I'll just cut it up because it's really cool because his name is big and bold up in the back. So yeah, but I did my shopping, so got to my seat, very upset. Why, you must ask?
Cool. It's cool.
Well,
Sure. Just hold it up so you can see absolute gold. That's it.
Yep, the absolute gold. Yeah. And then the other one's the one with just his sunglasses, which is kind of cool. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, when I got to my seat, so I got to what I thought, based on the map, was seat number 1. I had seat number 10. There were only 20 seats in the row. I was so excited because I had the equivalent of the green shirt guy's seat. Now, when I got there and I was counting the seats, I looked down and it said seat 27, and I'm like, what the fuck? And it was the opposite way. And then when I was walking toward 10, I was like, what the fuck? Not in the center. I was on, where the the penalty box was? Like, I was like a couple seats down from that. Hi, ring post. Pretty much my no mercy seat. Pretty much. Which, here I'm thinking, and it does not say anything on the ticket or anything about, the seats or, the seating arrangements. It doesn't say anything about that. So I'm really thinking about doing a chargeback on my card because I'm like, that's not what I paid for. That's not what it showed me when I bought it. So I was a little salty because there's a little kid sitting exactly where I should have been sitting. So part of me says that's why Ricky lost, is because I was in the middle. But we know it's not real. So yeah. But point of it is kind of glad I didn't. Did I have the meltdown I thought I was going to have? No. I was shocked as shit, though. You just, like, my face, like, I just was shaking my head. I had to take the glasses off. I filmed my reaction. I was like, I couldn't say anything. When am I a person that has nothing to say? It was that moment. I was like, I had nothing to say about that. Because we all know that's his workplace proximity associate. That's his BFFL. And he's not wrestling his BFFL. What the hell is going on? So that's where I thought was like really bizarre, because I'm like, also the title run was exactly 60 days. 60 days since he got it. 60 days. It's gone. And I'm sitting there like, the match, not because I like Ricky or whatnot, the match was a lot better than when he won the belt.
Yeah.
Because I think it was now not that you're really comfortable with wrestling with this big guy. It's almost like in the whole storyline, he's got something to prove, yes. And oh my God, when he lifted up Oba for what was, I thought, going to be the Rochambeau and was going to end it and fucking Ricky wins, because that's how I said he was going to beat Oba with the Rochambeau. I was like, fucking, I booked this shit. Nope. I'm like, come on. I mean, yeah, I did, I did have like Ricky butt in my face quite a bit. Yeah, but I mean, that, is what it is, right? Like, okay, I know. And I know, like, Wills was like, God, that camera, like, loved your, like, reactions to shit. And he's like, yeah, I even heard you at that one point when Ricky threw Oba at the stairs. And he's like, did you say you deserved that? I said, I sure did. They did not show Ricky, but Ricky looked at me and tried not to laugh. Like, sorry. Don't break your character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even Oba looked at me like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm not scared of you, buddy. I'm not. No. So it was sad. Okay, of course, he was not a fan favorite there. Just like at Halloween Havoc. So I think, yes, it's kind of about actually this crowd in particular, because I tried my little fucking the Ricky Saints to the tune of When the Saints Go Marching In. Nobody was having it. Nope.
Oh man.
No one even did the Ricky Saints, the whole that Ricky Saints, Ricky Saints. No one did that either. Some guy and I tried. Nobody did that, right? They were only interested in doing the Obafemi thing. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, this is like weird. So people were like, a couple of times, like, especially when he was walking the rope, I got him. I'm like, that is my fucking champ. And some guy was like, you need to sit down. I said, no, that's my fucking champ. I'm like, I'm sitting down. I'm short. You can see over me, okay? Seriously, let me have my fucking time. I'm having a good time. So, of course, I was just defeated. And I was like, do I leave? Because, I'm like, no. I said, no, I'm not going to leave. But I said, I'm going to go get those steak fries. And because it was the women's match, Iron Survivor match. And quite honestly, like, I'm like, I don't have anyone in particular that I would want to win this. So I said that's fine. I said my thing was just anybody but Jordan Grace. So I came back and I ended up getting Chinese food because the other thing had sold out and pizza didn't look appealing and sushi. I'm like, so I went with the Chinese food, which was actually really good. So I was eating in the food hall thing and then they closed it and I was like, oh, they go, but you can finish eating. And I said, no, I'll just go back. So Willis said, you look disinterested. And I said, I was eating. I'm like, what the hell? Then, I'm like, I'm also trying not to be on camera. So yeah, I was eating.
Yeah.
But Ethan Page match, I was like watching Mr. Iguana. I kind of get a little upset about that because for as much shit as people like to talk about like comedic wrestling, everybody loves fucking Mr. Iguana. That's like comedy wrestling. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it works the same way in all settings, but I do think NXT is ripe for that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? NXT likes it, AAA likes it. Like I get why it works in those areas.
Yep.
I don't think fucking Iguana is going to be main eventing a pay-per-view anytime soon. You know what I mean?
No.
Like he's not going up against Cody in a drag out. You know what I mean? Like there's always a place for it. And honestly, I think that like those smaller venues are the place for it because those people are just there to see a show, be part of the show, and laugh at all the fake shit. You know what I mean? Like they're not there to be invested anyways. They want to be a part of the show more than they want to see something they get excited about. But
yeah, and the venue. Speaking of the venue, it was great. So they had the floor, which was nice. And then they had the rising seats like in the main little bowl. And then up top, they had this one like balcony kind of seating that had tables that you bought the table and it had table service. So it came with alcohol, apparently.
that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I was like, oh. And then I was like, I would come back to a show here. And I said concert or whatever, because there was pretty much not a bad seat there at all. They had probably of all of the NXT pay-per-views I've been to, the most screens around, which was weird because I'm like, this venue is so small. Not like I needed one where I was sitting, but there were like two like right across from me where the hard cam was. And then there were the ones on the stage. And the ones that were across from the hard cam were huge. So it's like, wow. I mean, it was like maybe if you had cut the one at Petco in half on either side, the big jumbotron in the outfield, that's the screen size.
Yeah.
And then there was a little thing in the middle, but they really didn't use the thing in the middle. It just had the logo. But I thought that was a really cool venue. And I was like, oh, Morrissey's playing here. I've never seen Morrissey. I would see Morrissey here. It was a really nice venue. Parking, it's a flat fee. It was $26. It was really nice. Or you could park like it was like almost, I'd say almost a mile away, and it was free. But you'd have to like walk through this weird industrial thing. And yes, on the way, there was a section where I'm like, where is this? Because it looks like we drove through the projects. No offense or whatever. I'm like, where is this goddamn place? Because this is kind of scary. But it was like about 4 or 5 miles from downtown San Antonio. So good time to have by all. And man, I remember when gasoline was $2 and like 38 cents a gallon or 39 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
I remember those days. Yeah. Yeah, so that was my trip. Sad, not my champ. Hashtag not my champ. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. I think one
Yeah.
of the weirdest things is just that Ricky had such a short run. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like they really didn't do much. They just kind of had Oba go away and come back, and then they do the D'Angelo thing. So it's like they've moved on from Ricky immediately, and I feel like that Ricky never really got a chance to really dig his heels in at all. Like I don't understand what any of the thought process was with him. You know what I mean? A lot of times at the end of a championship run or whatever, you can go, "Oh, this is what they were going for. Oh, they were trying to make this work this way." I don't understand at all what it was, unless Oba. Honestly, I don't know if like Oba needed like dental surgery or some shit, right? I don't know if he needed some sort of like, you know what I mean? Maybe he needed to rehab a shoulder that was only going to take 4 weeks. Like it really felt like it was thrown together and then moved on real quick. Like it didn't feel like it was as invested into a championship as you would hope that they would be.
Well, it's interesting to me because when they put it on him, right? Everyone was like, "Oh yeah, this is it. They're gonna see how long he can carry this and how well he can carry something." But it's like he barely got to do anything, you know,
Yeah.
because you had fucking, Trick twice, you know, and and it's like he really didn't have much variety. It's like, okay, you faced Trick twice, you faced Oba again, and you beat Oba. You faced Trick again, and then there was Oba. So you only defended it 5 times against 2 people.
Yeah.
That does not make any sense at
Yeah.
all. But, I think now that you didn't watch yesterday, did you?
Oh, NXT? No, not at all.
No.
The show's
Okay.
terrible.
Well, there's things that are happening now that it's very interesting. So,
It's got dark in here all of a sudden.
well, men's Iron
Turn my
Survivor.
light off.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So men's Iron Survivor, one of my picks did win. My pick did win. Javon Evans. I'm like, Javon's gonna win it. Now, what was really odd during the pay-per-view, PLE, whatever you want to fucking call it, they had a backstage segment that was Ricky and Javon right before the Iron Survivor match. And Ricky was just like, I like to call it, it was sad Ricky, depressed Ricky. Where he was like, I couldn't beat him. Like, and now the impossible is back. I couldn't do it. Like, and he was just like very negative. And Javon's like, no, man, you were great. He said, you're Ricky goddamn Saints. And it was just very positive and whatever. And he's like, yeah. And so he was like, so when I win Iron Survivor, I'm not going to wait till New Year's Evil. And of course, New Year's Evil, they announced it right after the Ricky match.
Yeah.
In Orlando at the fucking, and I'm like, yeah, how the fuck do you get to that? So I don't know. I'm like, and then I'm like, I don't want to be around those people because those people are weird. They're so fucking, it's like, I was watching them yesterday and I was like, yeah, Mark is so right about that. Yeah. You guys were so pro Ricky that like fucking Oba, it was like you just fucking drop Ricky like a hot potato. Yep. Yeah, you like doing that stroke thing? Nope, not anymore. Everything was ooh. I'm like, so dumb. But anyways, so Javon did win the Iron Survivor. Head is like, all right, maybe Oba is gonna go to the main roster. Yeah, he's gonna take a belt with him, so it makes him look good because everyone I think expected Ricky to wrestle Cody. I think that was the big thing. That could be.
I mean, I'll be honest. Between Ricky losing that one, so we get Oba Cody, and I still don't think that to me, Oba doesn't look ready. You know what I mean? Like when I watch him, I go, he's okay, but he's not gonna hold up. He kind of reminds me of like early Omos, where it's all like, oh yeah, he's impressive. There's a lot of impressive things about him,
Mhm.
but he's also not ready for the main thing. He's not ready for the big shit. Like, I mean, kind of like how Bishop used to say that Oba came across as big for no reason. Like he wasn't really leaning in the way that he wanted him to, kind of a deal. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know that Oba's quite in that position, but it really just doesn't feel clean to me. Like it doesn't feel
No.
like when I watch him, it still feels like somebody who's still trying to figure it out, has no idea what's going on. You know,
Well,
so
this, yeah.
I'm not excited about Cody versus Oba.
Mhm.
I'm not excited about the other. But when I look at the Saturday Night's Main Event card, I'm curious about Bailey versus Sol Ruka, but I don't know why it has to be on
That's
that
gonna be
show. It's gonna be all right. We'll see. I mean, it's probably gonna be good because I don't think either one of them is gonna let that be a bad match. But yeah, it just seems a little fucking weird. Like, there's nothing in there that I'm looking forward to. I should say. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I can watch the Bailey match whenever. I feel like that could have been on NXT. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it could have. But I think because Bailey hasn't really gotten anything as of late, PLE wise, or big shows types of things, that this was kind of her, oh yeah, let's give Bailey something, you know?
yeah,
And especially because on the heels of having that women's seminar that she had.
yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, that I think this makes sense of why she's, doing it, because Cena went and was there for like 8 hours with the ladies and talked to every single one of them apparently, and
Yeah.
gave advice and all this other shit. And I would,
Well, he watched all their matches and then broke
yeah,
down stuff afterwards for each of them and
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Cena was a part of it. Lyra was a part of it. Natty, TJ, obviously Bailey,
Yeah.
Charlotte. They all came out to be a
Alexa
part of
was
this
there, I
thing.
think. Yeah, Alexa was there. Charlotte was there.
I
Rhea
didn't
Ripley
see
was
Alexa
there.
there, but I wouldn't doubt it. You know,
They said she was there. 'Cause I think she said, "Sorry, dude." That one got a little thinking I'm talking about them. I guess someone had cooked. I wanted to say they said it was her.
I was like Liv. Liv Morgan was
Was
there.
it Liv? Oh, it was Liv Morgan. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But a lot of people came out to be a part of it. And it was a thing that not only did Bailey not charge, but from what
She
I
flew them
remember
out.
seeing and reading, she paid to fly those people out.
And
Anyone
she
who
paid for their
couldn't, yeah, and paid for the hotel. Like she, so not only did she not charge, she paid
hotel.
for everyone to be there. Like that was one of those big fucking, that's a big deal, you know?
Yeah, that's huge. And there were people who she brought in that I've seen wrestle on the indies. So it wasn't just people who were like, oh, they're brand spanking new. No, there were some seasoned people in there. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was
It was really cool to see and people jumping in there doing what they can.
Yeah, exactly. I think that, that was awesome. And I think for a way that's kind of, this is someone who's new in NXT and is probably right now one of the best women that they have in NXT all around, that's a pretty good, measuring stick on a bigger stage. So that's where I'm thinking, yeah, it could be on NXT, but I would more see something like Bailey versus I don't know, like a like Jada Parker on NXT, something like that, or Lola Vice, but not seeing someone like Sol Ruka, who she was, double champ, things like that. She's the next one besides like a JC Jane that would be moving up and out, so
Yeah.
because everyone's saying the top 3 of people that need to be moved, everyone is saying it's Oba, it's Trick, and Sol Ruka are the 3. So,
Yeah.
but Oba was a lot better in this match. I don't know if it's because he, of anybody, has something to prove. So it's like, if you're gonna wrestle, Cody, and not it being basically handed to fucking Ricky, I think that's the other part of it too, was people are gonna, the nepotism is gonna ride real fucking high And already Ricky still's trying to clean off some of that stink because there's some people who are still like, nah, he sold out. Like so I kind of see it that way too. But with Oba, he's more likely to be leaving very, very soon. I'm
It's also kind
interested
of
in
weird though too. Like the whole idea of nepotism on a certain level is a little weird because like just because you're friends with Cody doesn't mean that Cody goes to Triple H and say, "Hey, put Ricky in the main event. Hey, give Ricky a title." You know what I mean? Like that shit doesn't happen. It just flat out doesn't. Whether or not someone could or could not, they just fucking don't. You know what I mean?
No.
So like, yes, the idea of like I happen to know LA Knight came in because of a certain superstar calling the office and pushing them and saying, "You really got to look at this guy. He's between contracts. He's not really sure where to land. And I'm telling you, he fits in." And so he got the look, right? But that doesn't mean that he's where he's at right now because of that phone call that was made or that push, right? Like, once you get in that door, it's all on you now, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All that any phone call can do is get someone to take a second look. They can't get you the championship. They can't get you booked in the matches you want. They can't get you called up. Like that shit doesn't happen. So it's really weird when people go like, "Oh, it's nepotism. It's because he's Cody's boy." Cody doesn't run the show. He just fucking doesn't.
No.
And just because
No.
Cody is the champion and is a face of the company doesn't mean he gets whatever he wants whenever he wants it on any level. It means that he gets a preference on certain things. He could probably say, "I would like also for you to pay for my dog to come out," right? But like, he's not going to be able to get someone these big fucking opportunities. At a certain point, it's at an early point, it's really all on you,
Yeah. And even to clear up from what I know and what I've been told and what I've heard, is that they had no interest in Ricky until the MJF promo that he did.
Yeah.
They were like, "There's something here." So they were watching. And then, as he kind of, went on, they still kept watching. And then, of course, when somebody sits and, they were at home for X amount of months, like, okay, well, what's going on? Right. And they had at the time, there were other people around that, contracts are ending. So, why, like, why not? So, and I think that was the biggest thing was, Tony himself was like, "Nope, nope, you're Cody's friend. Nope, 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 nope." Because he's a little bitter bitch, but that happens. So my thing is, it's like just, obviously when you're not in his graces, as you could see that with so many people now, you're done. You're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the dentist is probably going to be a dentist the rest of her career because I know no one wants to touch that. That's too much drama. There's already enough fucking divas around. So no one needs that kind of locker room shit. But I also think that too, when I look at the thing with Ricky is now, I think because of how they're doing this story with Javon, because Javon almost beat Oba. Ricky pulled the ref out. And Javon was like, "What are you doing?" Right. So obviously Oba got the win with it. Now, beginning of the show, Ricky was like, okay, he comes out and I called it depressed Ricky because comes out and how he does his pose. It was like something, it wasn't even half-assed. It was like this. Let me show you, Marsh.
Yeah, he just kind of looked.
Yeah, he just kind of like, and I was like, "Oh, it's depressed Ricky." Bishop kind of laughed at that.
Yeah. Sad little Ricky.
And it was like, okay, emo Ricky. All right. We get it. And then he was like, "Oh, well, I gave you your shot. Well, I'm demanding my rematch." Damn right. Because he was like, "Yeah, we're 1-1. That doesn't mean anything. You beat me once, I beat you once." So I think when they run that back a third time, I really do think it's going to be Ricky with the Rochambeau. Now, What would put screws in it might be Javon. However, I really do feel that with Ricky beating Oba, when he beats Oba, Oba's going to be gone. So that's why I'm like, it's going to probably happen at New Year's Evil. And I'm like, this big middle finger to you guys in Orlando, because why should you get special shit all the fucking time with a fucking shitty ass audience? And, you know, that's how I think that's going to happen, because then Oba will make his debut in Saudi at the Rumble.
Oh, that's right. This Rumble's in
Yeah.
Saudi. That's gonna fucking suck.
Yeah, I know. They just sell tickets are on sale now. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's more expensive, the seat or the flight to Saudi? I think it's equal price. A lot.
I'm surprised they're even selling them, because they've almost always been like sold shows where the Saudis already paid for all the seats, you know?
Yeah, I know. Maybe it's a whole new world. Aladdin. Anyways, I thought that was interesting, because I was like, also speaking of Saudi, very interesting. John Cena had an interview. I saw this online because someone forwarded it to me, and he was talking about Phil Brooks and how he was very proud of him for, you know, having the courage to go and apologize. Okay, you all know I love John Cena. I think that is the craziest fucking thing that he's ever said in his life. I don't agree with it. I'm like, John Cena, what the fuck? Dude, the guy's a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite. Doesn't matter if he apologizes or not. He's a fucking hypocrite because of how he said it, how many times he said it, and whatnot. And I was just like, John Cena, I really don't like you right now.
Yeah, I mean, he has to. I mean, what's he gonna say? Like, he did the wrong thing. He's proud of him for doing the company thing.
Yeah,
for being
I
the
guess
hypocrite.
So. He should
You know
have
what I mean?
said
To
it that
not.
way then.
Yeah.
And he was like, I cried. I'm like, you are not a man, John Cena. You have no testicles.
Yes.
But yeah, so I was like, God damn. Someone, speaking of Cena, said, you know what? When he leaves after his match, he should put leave his jorts in the ring. And I'm like,
That's funny.
such a me thing.
That's funny.
He should, god damn it. Wear those Echo ones for fucking old time's sake, even though they probably are not going to fit because you've lost a lot of weight. And I don't think your butt could fill those ones like it used to. Just saying. I don't know. Are you prepared to see Cena's last match?
I have zero interest in watching it.
Yeah. Well, I know.
I have zero interest. The idea of Gunther winning it to me was the most like, in my mind, it was like, oh, I've already seen his last match then. Because going to the San Diego one, seeing him there in the actual story, and then it going to Gunther, which means nothing. Gunther's mediocre promo about making John give up, I thought was forced and stupid. Because like I said, this is not ending someone's career. This is somebody having their final match. There is no give up. Because like what he's trying to say, and this is what makes it so stupid, is so John Cena's tapped out. He's submitted 4 times in his career. Once to Jericho, once to Benoit, twice to Kurt Angle. The reason John Cena, I guess in 2009, started saying never give up, I don't remember the dates on those matches. I'm sure we could dig them up. But let's pretend it was before he started saying never give up.
Yeah.
Or after. Let's say it's after he said never give up. The idea of never giving up wasn't that I'll never submit in a match. It was that even if I submit, I'm coming back, right? He never gave up. He never quit and then quit, right? He was always around. He always came back to fight more. He always was going to give it more. To pretend that if he gets Cena to tap out for the 5th time in his career after 25 years of his career is kind of dumb. Because he's all like, well, because when you tap out this time, you're going to truly give up because you're never going to wrestle again. But that was already pre-decided. It was already announced. This is just, the whole thing makes no sense in any kind of storyline ways. This is just a tournament match. This is just This might as well be a house show match. This match does not matter. It does not mean anything. There is no story to tell, and there's nowhere to go afterwards, not with Gunther.
Yeah.
So I couldn't care less. I have no intention of watching Saturday night's main event. I know I'm going to be busy anyways on some other shit, but there was always a possibility I was going to turn it on when I got back to the hotel. No plan on that. I got friends who are going to be watching it in New York who are like, you should come by. And I'm all like, maybe, no plans to see the match at all. I could not care less about this for Cena's last match. And I think that's a bummer. I think he deserves better. I think this is the wrong opponent for it. I think it's the wrong way to get there.
Yeah.
I couldn't care less. And I couldn't care less about Oba versus Cody. I think there's a tag match on here too, isn't there?
Javon and Leon Slater versus
AJ and Dragon Lee.
Mm-hmm.
I don't particularly like them as a team. I think they work well together.
Yeah.
I don't think they make sense together. So
no, that match, AJ's the odd man out.
For one, yeah.
Dudes. So it's like one of these things is not like the other.
But at the same time, AJ is an aerial performer. He does a lot of springboards, a lot of jumps, a lot of off of things, and he's fucking phenomenal at it. No pun intended.
But it's a different style.
But it is a different style, yeah.
Yeah, you're.
I think the coolest part of it is seeing that AJ knows how to work with all those guys. But he was also an X Division guy for a while, so it's not a total shock either.
No. And then Bailey Solrucas should be good. And I don't know what else is on the card. I don't think I know anything else on the card.
Yeah, I mean, Bailey and Solruca is the only one I really want to see, but I don't mind waiting till later. But yeah, I'm not excited about this as Cena's last match. It couldn't matter less.
No, it should have been LA Knight, because then that gives LA Knight to really solidify that, yes, he is a megastar. He got like the seal of approval from the GOAT, I don't know. I just hate how they've been booking LA Knight. Everyone wants this guy to be champ. Everyone fucking loves the guy. But yet it's like he can't get a fucking bone. And then now he gets attacked.
Yeah. And then they fucking do this injury angle with him, and I don't give a shit about this masked man thing.
This masked guy?
I just fucking don't care.
It's so
I super don't care. And the longer they drag it out, the less I care, because we've seen this over and over again with WWE.
Yeah.
They put together these guys with masks, these shrouded figures, these... I'm trying to remember how they even referred to it when Vince turned out to be the one. You had the GTV, you had the guy who threw a pie in Kevin Owens' face. And I know a lot of this happened during Vince.
Yeah.
But it also didn't always happen under Vince. It happened in WCW with the Spider, right? With Ric Flair in the hood there. You had that with Mae Young back in the day too. We've seen it so many times that, like, if you do one thing that's a tease, a guy runs in, does a move, and leaves. The second he leaves that arena and he did not expose and we don't know who it was, I immediately lose interest.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe in your ability to follow through. I don't trust your ability to make it make sense. And the longer you drag it out, the less I believe you know where you're going with it, and the less I care. And I'm not going to play this fucking guessing game. Who could it be? Sure. All the rumors are fucking potentially Austin Theory, Montez Ford. Now they're coming out and saying that they're putting different people in it to try to throw people off from guessing who it actually is, which also to me tells me I'm not sure you guys know who it is. I saw one person theorize it could be Jon Moxley. That would be cool if they do that, and it would explain why you put different people in the hood, because he's not free up on his contract. But then that tells me, are you going to run this for fucking 6 months? You know what I mean? At a certain point, I don't give a fuck. Like, the idea of running in, costing a match, and running away. I talked about it before 100 times. I'm tired of matches that end with interference anyways. Yeah. So not only are you ending it with interference, but now you're ending it in interference that doesn't have a story, because the story is who is it and why. I don't want to guess who is it and why. See Braun Breaker come out and you go, oh, I know who he is and I know why he's doing this. Oh, he doesn't like this guy for that reason. The idea of having someone come in and attack people randomly, ruining good matches, fucking means nothing to me.
Yep.
Is he with Vision or not? I don't give a fuck. Until you tell me I don't give a fuck. Because the other thing that they can do tomorrow is never bring him back and never talk about him again. And it would also be fine because they've never exposed purpose, reason, or why, or how, or who. Like they've exposed nothing. So you could just drop it tomorrow and boom. Yeah, we just never went back to it. This is like retribution all over again.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck. Like having them do all this shit, and especially with LA Knight and Rey Mysterio, makes me care even less because now it's like, great, now they're put in this goofy shit.
Yeah.
You know?
You can keep Phil in there.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what he does either.
Nobody cares what he does.
No.
No. Speaking of people coming back, Tony D'Angelo. It was very interesting to me.
He's been gone a while.
He has. Now, the vignette they did before was just someone walking, in the street. So it kind of was like, yeah, it's probably Tony D'Angelo. I'm like, great, we're going to get this fucking fake mobster again. But when he came out, kind of looking like goddamn fucking Rusev a little bit, the way his beard was and everything, I was like, interesting. We don't have this mafia, weird tracksuit on or whatnot. Just fucking simple guy, came out.
He was just kind of like the Penguin.
Yeah, pretty much. Same shape.
Yeah.
Kind of outfit. But it was interesting because when it came out and like Javon was there and then Oba was just like, that. I mean, like that made Oba look weak. I'm like, you're afraid of Tony D'Angelo, please. You're the ruler. You are, what's that other fucking bullshit he was saying? Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't believe it, Oba Femi. Don't fucking believe it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the other thing is Oba was even trying to tell Ricky that, you beat me, but I'm a different Oba now. Right? So he's already trying to say that, he's grown in a month. But then he sees Tony D'Angelo, who beat him so much further back that now you're scared of a dude who beat you before you are who you are now. Like, also kind of like, I wasn't buying into that either. But I just think everything you do in NXT right now is actually really bad. Really poorly thought out, really bad.
Well, I mean, I'll just say this, right? Like, right now, I think that who's doing really good work. I think Blake Monroe's doing really good work. You don't like Ethan Page,
sure,
but he's doing some pretty good work down there. Okay, so he's doing some good stuff. JC Jane, I'm gonna say this, okay? She's really, at first I was like, I don't know about her because she was the one in, in Toxic Attraction that was like, okay, all right. But she's come so far and she looks really, really confident when she wrestles now that, she kind of surprises me a lot. And so I think with her, her and Fallon Henley are awesome. The new girl they brought in, I'm like, you guys were better without her, to be honest, because she just doesn't, it's like she doesn't, it's like, you don't go here. Like she doesn't look it. And she can't kind of keep up with it. So they're really interesting. Weird how Jordan Grace is just like not doing very well at all.
Yeah. She's not catching on at all.
Yeah, it's not. And so that's interesting to me. Kind of weird that they kind of slowed down with Lola Vice. Don't know why, because she gets so much better and better and better. But hey, is what that is. But I really think now with Ricky, the only thing that I can think of why they're doing this is we're getting heel Ricky. Everyone was like, is this heel Ricky when he pulled the ref out? I haven't looked, but the shirt he was wearing when he came back out, I thought it was badass. Now, I don't know if it was designer or something, or if he's going to sell this shit. I thought it was ingenious. It was the word Saints. It was spelled backwards and upside down.
Right.
And I was like, I think you're onto something here. You're onto something. Is this symbolism? Are you trying to like freaking, are you trying to like, what are you trying to do here, Ricky? Because you're trying to do something that's really, really smart for people who are dumb. Or maybe I'm just reading into it because I think it's cool and I want to think it's cool. But I noticed that. I was like, oh, shit. This shirt, because I was looking at the shirt and I was like, it's a really weird shirt. I go, oh. And then I looked at it, I'm like, it's the Saints, but it's backwards and it's upside down. Interesting. But I mean, it'll be very interesting to see what kind of depth they're getting, because I did say on episode 1, with this whole, like his whole thing about like doubting himself and these promos that he's been doing, kind of like, if I can't be over Femi, then, blah, 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 and all of this stuff. I think really for him, they're working with him on like really developing that character. So he ain't going nowhere because, he's not, if they want to put money behind him, which I have a feeling they do, then they knew that point of room. You can put him and do anything. But again, I'm not Shawn Michaels, so I don't know. I'm not anything, but all I do know is this. Hashtag not my champ right now.
Yeah. I mean, that was over Oba for a while too. But at the same time, like, I don't know why you put the championship on Oba to have him face Cody. Win or lose, it feels like Oba shouldn't be there, right?
No.
If he
But
wins,
then again,
he's just this NXT champion there. Or do you call him up and then have him drop it? Does he relinquish it? Like, when was the last time we had a champion relinquish to move on? Like, I'd rather see that than some of these guys losing it. You know what I mean? At a certain point, keep it strong, right? Like, hey, have Oba, like, this wouldn't be the worst. Have Oba beat Cody and then have him relinquish his title in NXT and say, you know what? I'm going up to the main roster because I'm going to hunt Cody down and take that title off him. Then have Cody beat Oba,
I was thinking about that. And I was thinking that the possibility, because now there's a good thing about it and a bad thing about this theory about having Oba relinquish. The bad part is you kind of like with how Ricky is kind of being pushed and how his promo was like, hey, I won one, you won one. We're number 3 is going to decide it, right?
Yeah.
And usually there's always some kind of resolution to that, right? Generally, you don't see them not complete that. Or if you have, and anyone has, please let me know who it was that you never saw that. So that's one thing. The other thing that would be weird is, do we want another fucking tournament? I mean, I'm so sick of these fucking stupid tournaments, that it's like, it's not going to do anybody anything. So if you do have him relinquish and Ricky never gets to fucking have the third match, what ends up happening? Your final match is going to be Javon and Ricky, and you end up giving it to Ricky, or for whatever reason you give it to Javon and just Ricky's going to be heel Ricky and fucking whatever. I don't know. It's a very weird scenario that they're putting with it. Because honestly, what they could have done too is, even if Ricky beat him, okay, and kept the title, Oba could have came and attacked him on Tuesday or something, so he couldn't compete against Cody on Saturday. That could have happened. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That could have, but it didn't go that way. It could have. But write this stuff. If I did, it'd be better. Anyways. But yeah, so very, very interesting. So I don't know. It remains to be seen. Next week is going to be very interesting on NXT, because people have to fucking own up to what they did last week. So I can see how someone gets themselves out of that pick. And then also, I did want to say that, why is it that they're doing like some of those NXT quote unquote house shows, not like these ones that they do all over Florida, but they were doing them, ones when they did in Chicago and in Milwaukee and whatever the fuck. They're doing it again in like Georgia, North Carolina, and somewhere in Florida. Why can't you do them on this side of the world? Why are they allergic?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Well, at this point, they've been saying flat out that it's a cost thing, and not that it's too expensive, but that they demand to be paid up front to come to a city now. It's basically you gotta pay for them to come over. It's basically like a bribe.
NXT.
Anything WWE to go to a city, that city needs to pay them to come out. Honestly, I think it's one of the things that's going to be a big problem for them to get through. You know what I mean?
Well, because there's a lot of places like Seattle would love that because they've got great places, like great venues to do that in, right? And
yeah,
out here, them running the fucking Cow Palace probably would have done a better job than AEW did.
Yeah,
yeah, that'd have been sweet, especially because since that's a historic wrestling venue. They did LA for some of the PLEs. They've done that at the Shrine before, and then obviously like when they had, what was it? It was one of the ones that was at Staples Center at the time. They did a takeover at Staples Center. That was back in the day, the black and gold days, because Hero was still there. Cassius Ohno, for those who don't know who Hero is.
Hell yeah,
yeah, but. Yeah, so I think
I have
that's
a Cassius Ohno Schamberger.
Oh yeah,
signed by him and everything.
He's the fucking dude. Have you ever met him?
No, I actually haven't.
Oh my god, he just such amazing knowledge. And then if you're a basketball person, he'll fucking talk your ear off forever. I love Chris Hero. Don't love the fact that he's not bringing his friends to wrestle at West Coast Pro, but just saying.
Yeah, I have seen him wrestle once, but that was it. I didn't get to see him afterwards or nothing.
Yeah, one of the most fantastic matches of Pentagon that I have ever seen, and I've seen a lot of Pentagon matches, and I'm like, was him versus Chris Hero. The last time when he was going to go back to WWE. It was at AAW, and the match was really fucking good. He broke the metal part on the turnbuckle that snapped off. I've never seen that happen. I've seen the rope snap, but that thing snapped, and Chris was like, well, he said that breaks somebody's confidence. First couple of minutes, and then your fat ass breaks the rope.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, it was like, holy shit, because everyone was like, what the fuck? Like, I'd never seen that, because it was actually the part that was welded to the ring post.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, but I mean, that shit wears down over time too, and corrosion and all that shit. So.
Yeah, it's just never seen that, and I was like, wow. And they just kept going. Yeah. It was like, holy shit. But yeah, no. So.
I would say that the only thing that I'm really seeing at all right now that I do really enjoy, and I really like seeing where they're going with it, is the Bailey Lyra team. I'm really enjoying what they're up to, but mostly Judgment Day. The Liv, Roxanne, Raquel, Dom, all of that stuff has been really fucking good. They're crushing it right now.
I thought that the whole thing with Raquel and Nikki Bella and Stephanie, that was a great little segment on Raw.
Nikki and Stephanie's been solid.
Yeah. That was just like the best. And to see Raquel put into that kind of situation, I was just like, girl, this is like the first time in a very, very long time, I think, that they've made Raquel something that to show that she's important, and I think because she's whatever the tag thing, but as singles wrestler, this is a pretty big goddamn thing for her. And
they've had a lot of struggles with making her interesting.
And now this does. She wore the Texan shirt in Kansas City and they had
Yeah, that was
beaten
funny.
Kansas City that, the day
Like
before.
a day before.
It's
Yeah.
just all
that was
those little
funny.
details with it. It was like, man, that
And she
no,
is from Texas. She is a
yes.
Texas fan. She does go
Mhm.
to those games. I get annoyed when a lot of the heels pull the dumb, obvious stuff, right? Oh, I'm going to talk shit about your team. Oh, go whatever rival you have, and goes, you're not even from there. Like shut the fuck up. So
Or
when you
my
can
thing
lean
is,
into it from an authentic spot, that's when it gets cool.
I kind of sometimes I'm like, you know what, Phil? Okay, we get it. You love the Blackhawks, okay? And you're going to talk shit about everybody's fucking goddamn hockey team. We get it. Your team isn't that great. They were great a long time ago. Yeah. But then when all those guys started fucking wanted more money, yeah, and Chicago wasn't going to pay it. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Yeah. Bye. And those were your homeboys. So, yeah, I guess that's where you learn how to, you go where the money is. Anyways.
Yeah. Oh, and then the other thing that's kind of interesting as just like a funny little nod. CM Punk has officially been back in WWE longer than his entire AEW run.
No.
Yep. He's had more time in WWE's return than he had the entire run AEW, which is kind of crazy when I think about it, because I feel like that run in AEW was so long, but it really wasn't. This run has been so short, but it also has been a while. It was like 3 years ago he showed up at Survivor Series.
Yeah, but wasn't he injured for a year?
He got injured here and there, in
No, a
both
year.
places.
No, here in WWE.
That's what I'm saying. In both places, he's gotten some injuries that have taken him off the shelf for time to time. I don't know that it's been a solid year off altogether. It might have been a solid year in between matches, but I don't know that. I don't think he's been like on the shelf longer than he's been in the ring. If that's what you're trying to say, because I don't think that part's true.
Okay. Well, I don't know, but good for him. So do you think he's going to have his WrestleMania moment? He's going to win the Rumble?
I thought, wait, he didn't win the Rumble, right? I don't want him to,
He's got to go to Saudi
I think some
again.
people have speculated that this would be a good time for LA Knight to fucking win the Rumble, and I agree with that.
Yeah, I do too.
But just because it's a good time for him doesn't mean to let him,
You know what would be hilarious is you let him win the Rumble when WrestleMania is in Saudi. That's a big fucking fuck you.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good one.
The Saudi money. Guess what? You get to main event with the Saudi money. How do you like that, Phil?
And the Saudi WrestleMania. Because that's next year too, right? So like if you win the Rumble and go to this you win the Saudi Rumble and you go to the Saudi Mania, you're like Mr. Saudi at that point.
Saudi, because in Saudi it's going to be it's not. Yeah,
it's for the Vegas one. Yeah.
It's for Vegas. Yeah. So yeah, so if LA Knight's going to win it, let's give it to Phil next year. 2010.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Love it. If I were fucking salty, I would do that. Hey, Paul. That's the right thing to do.
Yeah, that's the move.
Yep, that's the move. Yeah, you want him to fucking you want him to fall in line. Yeah, if this is what you want, buddy. Here you go. Yeah. Then there is no excuse. But then he'll have to by that time, there's going to be other new people that are around that are probably going to fucking run circles around him. So,
yeah, no, it's true too.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Well, no, I mean, to me, honestly, that's been the only stuff that's been of substantial interest to me. Is honestly some of the stuff that those women are doing. I think has been spectacular, and I think that I don't know. I think I have a problem with a lot of the other stuff right now. Just it feels like it's in a lazy spot. It feels like that WWE, especially right now, and maybe AEW a little bit as well, but WWE especially right now is not looking for hardcore fans. They're not hoping to make their long-term fans happy. They really are a money-specific entity, right? So they're going where the money is, not where the viewers are. Where the money is, not where the not where the fans are. The pricing is not for the fans; it's for the stakeholders. All that shit. So, I mean, look, it's all well and good, and it's a business, and I get it, but it does feel like something's going to give at some point. And right now, I don't think their creative is enough to draw in a bunch of people who have been hardcore into it for a long time.
No, and it's weird, like we talk about pricing, because that deadline was the cheapest PLE of NXT that I've gone to. Now, technically, I could say stand and deliver, but I bought my stand and deliver ticket the day of. So, and I was like second row, not hard cam, but I was on the side, like by the entrance ramp on the side,
Yeah.
but on the outside. You know what I mean? But I, like I thought that, okay, man, my seat was great. Definitely not what I thought I was getting, but I mean, but I was in the front row, nobody in front of me. So, I had that. And yeah. And I guess Ricky's trunks, this is the other thing I forgot to say. I guess he snuck it past everybody because he had the ladies cut. The booty kind of hangs out. So there were a couple times I'm like, God, one of the times I yelled out, like, God damn it, Ricky, can you fucking pull your trunks out of your ass? And the woman next to me was laughing. And I said, yeah, his ass eats his trunks. You're like, she's like, his butt cheek is going to come out. And I go, and then some. He better be careful. I said, shit. Like, I don't mind it, but dude, like, yeah. So then there was one part he was teetering over the ropes. His butt was sticking out. And I was like, hold on. I got my camera out and this guy next to me. And I go, gratuitous ass shot. Click. And he was like, did you just say? I said, yes. Don't tell me that you don't fucking get excited when Stephanie McClure does the devil's kiss. And that is why I fucking love what she said on Raw. Did you catch that?
She said something like along the lines of her
that she's not
just the devil's kiss, right? Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like,
I think that it's funny to say that when you're not being presented that way.
Yeah.
Right? Like, just because you say a thing doesn't mean you are a thing. And to me, the unfortunate bit is how commentary treats the devil's kiss. That's what makes it where she has to say shit like that. She shouldn't have to say that. If you don't have Booker encouraging everyone to groan in their pants every time she does it, then she doesn't have to say, I'm more than that. The bottom line is, if she is more than that, then she needs to drop it.
Yeah.
Don't do the move ever again, because prove it. You know what I mean? At this point, you have to say it, because they're behaving in a way on commentary and in the fans as though that is all you are. That is the clips you see. That's the photos you see. That's what goes around. Prove to me that you're more than that by dropping it all together. I'm not even going to do it anymore. And I'll show you that I'm still over. Right? Like, I think to me, it was disappointing more than anything that she has to say it. And then she doesn't even get to prove that she's right, because they're gonna have her still do the move. And it's a worthless move. It's a transitional move. It never finishes the match. It never closes the deal. It's never that, what do I got to do to put them away? It's like, no. This is just the part where your ass jiggles for a minute, and then we go back to the match. So cut it out. No need.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of Booker T, I have to go back and watch it because I did not see it. But apparently, during the Oba Javon Evans match, he fucking got knocked the fuck out.
What do you mean? They flew out there and hit him?
Knocked over.
Oh.
He wasn't fucking, I guess, wasn't paying attention. Yeah, Vic Joseph ain't gonna fucking take a body for you.
Oh.
Half the time I'm thinking Vic Joseph wants you gone. Because he has to play babysitter. You know? It was great when Corey came back for that week when Booker wasn't there. That was great. It's like, wow, we have real commentary now on NXT. This is great. And then Booker comes back. Shucky ducky quack quack. No, don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
No. Like, I'm like when he comes out and he does his thing, he's all high-fiving people. I'm the only one that fucking nope, no handout, no nothing. I'm like, I don't know who's worse, you or Tony Schiavone. Actually, you both are pretty on the same bad level. Yeah, but Booker needs to go. He still does. I don't care. Have someone else, like, you groom someone else for commentary right now. I don't know. Anybody but Booker, please. Please. Because this is, yeah. Why don't you guys hire fucking Cabana? Okay? I know Michael Cole didn't like him. From what I heard. But he was great. He was great. You know? I miss him on commentary. Not gonna lie. Oh, I miss him doing anything.
I don't know. But I think that you have a problem if one of your stars has to go on TV and say that I am not this one move where you guys keep objectifying me.
Yeah.
Because that came from commentary, so I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
But I think that's it. I think we'll
yeah, it'll be interesting.
We'll catch up next week and see what's going on.
Yeah, I'm going to be very sad because this really is the last time of Cena.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a very long, very long time. And I know, like, for me, I, got back into this shit because of him. I was emotional in San Diego. I really, at this point, I just hope they let him go out on top. I know, when you retire, you're not supposed to do that, but wrong guy. He's facing the wrong guy. So with that being said, please do leave your jorts behind in the ring. It'd be great if you still had those Reebok pump shoes that you wore back in the day.
Yeah, those are hilarious.
But I guess we're gonna get the grandpa tennis shoes. Yeah. Anything. Or maybe
they're all customized.
It'll be interesting to see. I think that it'll be very interesting. Hopefully there's no shenanigans with some of these other matches. Like, we don't need you to ruin this whole show with having the masked person in the hoodie. We don't need that. Just shit like that. And I think it'll be okay. And then let's watch Tuesday because Ricky Saints has something to say. He has something to explain. And that'll be very interesting.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what they do. I won't, but I'll see online because I'm not watching it.
But if you are in New York this week, get and try to find him.
Yeah. Hit me
look
up
for Marv.
You're in New York.
Marv's not going. But
I haven't decided yet. It's on the fence.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we'll see.
Is he that much of a baseball fan, or now because he has his Padres fit?
Yeah, he's got the Padres gear now, so we'll see.
Interesting.
Yeah. He's a root for the hometown kind of a guy, though, so we'll see.
There you go. Besides, I fucking hate looking at people in Yankee gear and fucking. Actually, the only gear I really don't like, there's two gears now I don't like. I'd never liked the San Francisco Giants. That'll never change. And the other gear, hate to say it, but now that the road jerseys say Sacramento, end of an era.
All right. For 10 minutes, I've been trying to get us off the air, so let's go ahead and wrap it up.
Guys, thank you for joining us for another episode 1 at the Dive Bar of the IWC. So, guys, for now, that's last call.
Cheers.
Producer Lady here. Thanks for tuning in. Continue to support and buy us a drink by putting the I in subscribe and reviewing our podcast. And cheers.
I would never have a drink with wrestling.